I just saw Ad Astra. What the hell was that? What was that? Here's my impression of Ad Astra. Every scene in the movie. Brad Pitt. He's just sad the whole movie. It's 2 hours of him moping. Here's the emotions. If you were to look at like a layout of every scene and all the emotions that are being conveyed. Scene 1, sad. Scene 2, sad. Scene 3, sad, 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 sad. Every single, what's it saying? Comer, dormir, mucho, repetir. That means eat, sleep, fight, repeat. Every single scene is just sadness, mopiness, moping and sad. He has no relationships, basically, in the whole movie. And most of the dialogue is his narration. It's so on the nose. It's like he says exactly, but like there's no change. So by the end, what's the character arc? There has been no character arc. There's some beautiful sights. I'm glad I saw the movie. I needed a little escape in my, you know, fucking worthless garbage fucking life. But every single scene is played like the coming down scene after a really big dramatic montage. But it's endless. It's like drifting. That feeling of coming down and slowly floating away into the next scene. Only every scene, it just drifts into the next scene, and it's like blending in with this sadness that just blends into another sadness. So there's nothing that exciting, nothing for me to latch on to, nothing that changes really. There's hardly any variation. It's too bad. All that money put into all those visuals, and you know, a big famous actor like Brad Pitt. He's a great actor, don't get me wrong, and he's very charismatic. But put into all that, and they didn't put anything into the script to make it, you know, worthwhile. Like I said, I'm glad I saw it. It's a nice bit of escapism. Only had to go to the bathroom once during the movie. Starting my car. But holy crap. I was rolling my eyes at how on the nose the dialogue, the narration was. Just very on the nose. Like the narration especially, I was like, the movie's like 80% narration. Just his sad thoughts. There's hardly any change, anything dynamic. I wasn't really sure what happened at the end entirely. It's fun. And we were like expected to feel like, oh, there's something redeeming that happened at the end. I'm like, huh? Well, this was like not a real character. This is just a sort of like a one-dimensional caricature of somebody who's in grief and just sad the whole movie. So sad. Very sad. What the hell's behind me? Oh, it's the mesh of the space age technology I'm wearing. What the hell was that? I didn't hate the movie, but it's just I was rolling my eyes when he says like, we go so far from Earth, but like we constantly struggle. I was like, come on. Why did they write that? It's not that they're untalented. Hey, I would be happy to work with anybody in this movie. It's like, why did any of this happen? It just, the script, it comes down to the script. The script was not worked out well. And if you've seen any of the previews, spoilers, whatever, but Tommy Lee Jones in the movie, he just seems like he's phoning it in for half his scenes. He's got messages sent. There's a lot of the influence of 2001, A Space Odyssey in this. The messages sent, transmissions from Neptune. And for some reason, they fake it to make it look like the pattern that goes on screen of an old CRT TV, the phosphorescence or whatever, phase scanning, that's it. I'm like, why are they doing this? This is futuristic technology, and they're doing this phase scanning like it's an old TV. Why bother with that? What's the point? And there was no point. There's nothing explained about that. And Tommy Lee Jones, it looks like he's just looking off camera after he just learned his lines. And like at these extremely dramatic moments, and he's just looking off camera, just remembered his lines, and then looking to the camera occasionally. And I was confused, like, huh, what? So much stuff on the nose. What I thought was funny too, you're gonna send a message to your father from Mars with a secure laser transmission. I'm like, come on, how corny are these lines? Man, it's hot. I saw the early show today. Saved money by seeing an $8 movie and then spent $5 on this. Also, ceilings. Cinemark North Hollywood, your ceilings are way too high. Way too high for someone like me with a fear of high ceilings. That's altocellulophobia. So at first I got seats in the very front because, you know, I don't want anyone distracting me or anything. I was like, oh hell no, I cannot look at the theater like this. It's gonna scare me. I went back to the box office, got my seat changed for third row. That was all right, but I could not look straight up at the ceiling. This theater, the screen was too high. So Cinemark, just build a huge platform for all your seats and have it like stadium seating, and then it'll be fine. Or like lower the screen, but then like tilt up the floor, like build up the flooring so everyone's looking down at it or something. You don't need ceilings that high. You don't need them that high. It's a good theater, don't get me wrong. Staff is nice and everything. Hey, I worked at theater for years, man. It's brutal. It's just, you get so much abuse when you work there. And I love being in theaters, so don't get me wrong. This is my complaint regarding my altocellulophobia, my fear of high ceilings. I cannot be one. But what the hell? Again, here's my impersonation. The whole movie, basically he smiles like once and a half times in this movie. And there's the like Philip Glass type score that is like never anything like driving. It's all this kind of atmosphere, this bed that's laid down the whole movie. I'm like, when does the movie get any emotion? When's it get some excitement? There were some cool scenes, and also it's very fast paced. It's weird. For a movie that's supposed to span the solar system, it moves very quickly. Like, here, get on that spaceship, go. And Brad Pitt climbs into a spaceship secretly and gets on one. And then he goes, it's like, wow, it just like moves so quickly. It feels kind of corny, like they didn't, you know, think carefully about the script enough. I know the camera's shaking because, you know, my car's on. Yeah, fun enough experience, but I was just rolling my eyes, and I really wanted some escapism. I could have seen some of the other movies, but I wanted to see something about space, something exciting, and it was not exciting. I was rolling my eyes. Look, I had a good enough time. I enjoyed it, so there you go. That's enough about my review of Ad Astra. Now, I've been pushing myself a lot lately. I'm going to see Mr. America from Tim Heidecker. My mom's going to see that. And so look out for all that. And, you know, these shows where I'm playing my mom's videos, or what did I do? Yeah, I played another one the other week. What did I play? Angelo's Mom Goes to Olive Garden. People are enjoying them so much, I'm thinking there's got to be an Angelo's Mom live show at some point. And, of course, I want her here for that. I could do it without her, I guess, but I want her here. That would be a lot of fun. We could do sketches on stage and stuff, try to get her to act at all. So that's something I'm thinking about, too. We should do a show whenever she comes here. Man, for a movie, it's such lofty ambitions, so much effort into the sets and the special effects, and very much you feel the influence of 2001. There are shots in it that are very similar to it, and I thought that was beautiful. But then a script that was just so paper thin, not paper thin, I can't say exactly, but like the character, Brad Pitt's character, is like McBride, his last, Roy McBride, so paper thin, and that all he is just moping and sad the whole movie. Well, there's nothing to latch onto emotionally if you don't see any other attributes to him, any other direction in his life. And there's not much variation, not much exciting, you know, ups and downs. I wrote some notes on my hand. Complain about the Cinemark North Hollywood ceilings, too high. I got to make notes however I can when I'm at a movie. Again, great theater. Hey, it's a good theater. By all means, go to it. It's beautiful. Staff are nice. I love being in movie theaters, and they're apparently having a Hayao Miyazaki bunch of screenings of his movies. Thank goodness we're doing stuff like that in America, getting these other great movies. Princess Mononoke is one of my favorite movies ever. My mom loves, what was it? Nausicaa Valley of the... No. Castle in the Sky from him. She loves that one. I showed it to her years and years ago. What a, great experience seeing those movies. But yeah, man. Anyways, I've been working on my own script a lot. Okay, so here's a little something. This is not related to... I was planning this anyways, so don't think it's like a put down of Ad Astra. Hey, ultimately, I commend them. They tried. I didn't like the... Well, I liked the movie, actually. I have to say, I did enjoy the beautiful visuals and stuff, but I could only barely sort of recommend it. Like, see it. It's an interesting experience, but there's not much there. And there could have been. There could have been so much. And there is, by the way, a car chase and shootout on the moon. There literally is. So, but even that, the whole thing's played out like I said, the falling action, the coming down after a big battle scene or something that's very sad, and Brad Pitt's moping the whole time like, where could my dad be? And people are shooting at each other. And he's just moping and looking sad. It's like, oh my goodness, come on. He keeps pushing the audience away. The movie's pushing the audience away. The movie's so somber and sad. Okay. I'm working on one of my screenplays. I'm making, I feel, good progress on it. I was writing a bunch of steps for the outline. I'm not even writing the screenplay yet. And I keep surprising myself thinking with all this research I've done for years on this one. It's a crime story. I'll say that. And I did an outline once. It was a struggle to do it. I got some feedback from a professional screenwriter. And he was like, well, it needs a lot of change, needs a lot of work. And sure enough, I thought he was right on at least 90% of all that. It's really important to get feedback. And see, at first, I maybe thought, oh, maybe 40, 50% he's right. But the important thing for me, take the lessons, listen, don't work my jaw muscles, don't talk, and just listen to it and think about it for a few weeks. Sure enough, after a few weeks, I'd keep going back to it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he's right about just about everything. And I just didn't know what to do with it, and worked on another script for a while, and that one I'm feeling is coming along a lot further. And so now I'm going back to this one, the outline, and I think I'm making much better progress. I'm surprising myself with how dynamic, like the ups and downs, the way characters are expanding and growing, and the scenarios I come up with. So, one of the things you need when writing a screenplay, tip for all you screenwriters out there, just time. You need time. Now, the other thing is, let's see if I can pull these out. 2 wonderful books I recommend reading. And I've reread one, and I'm rereading this one, The Story Solution by Eric Edson. He's got some new videos on film courage. This book is fantastic. It very plainly lays out what to do, like in hero goal sequences, like what all great movies that are successful at the box office have in them. What kind of sequences? They all have certain sequences, and with a little variation. And now he says there are other movies that don't necessarily have them, but they're either not successful, they're not critically acclaimed, or they're just bad. So, an Ingmar Bergman movie, I don't know how those would break down here, but those are not commercially successful. I love them, don't get me wrong. I've seen Persona, The Seventh Seal, Hour of the Wolf, it's great. I do have it. And John Truby, I just reread this one, The Anatomy of Story. 22 steps to becoming a master storyteller, and Eric Edson has the 23 steps, 23 actions all great heroes take. So you can see there's a lot of lessons that are put different ways, but that have a lot of if you were to lay them over each other, whoa, excuse me, they all they have certain workings that function similarly, and they're all great lessons to learn, and similar things I learned with other screenwriting instructors and coaches and mentors. Mentors, but I mean consultants. Michael Haig is one as well. He has 6 main steps, but even on those, you can put a bunch of these 22 or 23 steps within those 6 steps. or put those, you know, they cover a certain number of stuff. So screenwriters, do your research, take advantage. Again, this is not a knock on Ad Astra. I was planning this video anyways because I'm excited by these books, and I've been structuring my day so that I get up at 5:30 every day, get up, go to the gym, go to exercise, shower and everything, then I eat, then I go to the library and I either edit a video and then I write, and I write and I write. I keep writing, doing research, watching videos to research, mess around on the internet a little. Then at the end of the day, when the library closes, or today it's closing at 5:30, I go and I read at Starbucks. I don't pull my laptop out, although I really wanted to last night. And even today, I was seeing Ad Astra. I was like, geez, I really want to write. I got all these ideas I keep wanting to get out. I'm like, it's okay. Give it more time, more ideas, keep emerging. Sometimes you have to get up and walk around and the ideas emerge. It's almost like once you activate your body movement and get different stimulus, that ideas come when they just would not come sitting down. And that's great. They keep coming. I'm like, oh, I feel much better about this because now the ideas are dynamic. It's not just one note, it's like ups, downs, variations. I'm recognizing, oh, at certain points we need to excite it here. Like every 10 minutes or so, you need more excitement, or you need to do whatever your genre is. It's sort of like I believe like your genre scene. If it's a love story, you need a scene where the characters are, you know, getting close or gonna kiss or gonna make love, or they do make love, you know, whatever the case, they almost get together and then they go apart. You know, or an action movie, same thing. Or, you know, like a detective movie. They go to the crime scene, or a new break in the case or whatever, or they chase the suspect, whatever it is. And this movie felt like it was going a little long on some of that stuff, but I didn't time it. So I'm feeling good about that stuff. Like I'm internalizing these lessons that were so tough to get my head around at first. So screenwriters, learn your craft. I'm going to try and start getting feedback on some of this stuff soon from writers groups. It's always scary doing that. I swear, it's like I have to empty my stomach before because I get nervous. But it's great because you learn so much quicker than you do by yourself. Get feedback, hear from others who are not invested in your story, and then shut up and listen. Take it in. Don't defend your work. If you're right, you'll know in a couple days or in a couple weeks. It's not important to defend your stuff there. But I always say, you know, here are the questions I have about my screenplay to get people criticizing it. So they're not just saying, oh, well, here's what I would do with the story. Here's with this. Well, you can't say, you know, how you would make your movie differently from someone else's. But you can say is, okay, do these characters, does the logic of the story make sense at least? Are the characters likable, or are they only likable to me and, you know, they're kind of seem like lowlives to someone else? You know, did it make sense when this character did this? The idea I'm trying to convey with the story is this. Did that come across to you? The character's main thing haunting him is this. Does that come across to you? Stuff like that people can answer more clearly than just, yeah, I think it should definitely, you know, be darker, or the fight should be bigger, have more action. You can't really say how someone else should do their movie just based on how you want to do your movie. Anyways, oh, that was fun enough. Hey, I'm glad I saw it. I had a good experience, even though I was rolling my eyes by the end. Like, this movie's trying so hard to be so serious. And I wasn't laughing the way I was, like, say, at The Dark Knight Rises, where I was like, come on. How ridiculous stuff was. I wasn't quite laughing, but I was rolling my eyes too. Hey, I enjoyed seeing that too. So, you know, I commend them. The filmmakers, the director, the actors, producers, Brad Pitt. You know, you try, you put your stuff out there. I think it would have benefited from some other changes. Criticizing a movie does not mean, you know, anything negative about the people making the movie. Anyone has certainly, you put out enough stuff, you put out stuff to get criticized, and certainly that's the case with me too. Anyways, interesting enough time, and I want to see some of these Miyazaki movies, but I gotta make some money, gotta work. So I'm gonna go eat now and get back to writing.